in the rise of you getting more visibility, in the rise of you coming into knowing who you truly are and why you're here and why you do what you do, and making sure that you articulate it in such a way that everyone else understands it, that then it can create opportunities for you that succeeds what we're doing with CTR. We basically spotlight you, help position you, we place you so that you can be seen. And by you being seen and heard, there is no limit to what you can or cannot do. You put the limits on yourself. Not a-
Oh, how are you doing today, Dr. Ramsay?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know me. I'm big on transparency. I'm just who I am, and we've been working through a couple of um, internet issues or not connecting. But I'm glad we finally got it here, and I just love
Mhm.
being authentic and being in my true self. So, do us a favor though, because everyone will be able to read a bio. They'll be able to read what's on screen and the show notes and the links and everything. But I love for my listeners to actually hear from my guests a little bit about who they are, what they're bringing to the table, and just a little bit about themselves. And the floor is yours.
All right. Hello, hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. I am a podcast coach, podcast producer, and podcast network owner. So, what I specialize in is helping podcasters and entrepreneurs maximize their visibility online through the power of podcast marketing. So, I help you with all those tedious little questions of how to start a podcast, how to grow a podcast, how to monetize a podcast, and ultimately how to build your brand awareness to make a lasting impact. So, I am the CEO of CTR Media Network, which we are a new standard of podcasting. We currently reach 350 million global homes, households worldwide, and we are on in over 100 countries, and we're on Roku and all these other good things, and all podcasts and social media. So our goal is just to bring you impactful media, entertain you, educate you, and provide you with resources. So in a nutshell, that's who I
I
am.
love it. I love it. And I love the energy. It's like my little extra dose of coffee right here. I'm like,
Oh, I'm
yes,
like this all the time.
yes. And one of the things that I first want to say that really gravitated me towards, wanting to speak with you as well is because representation matters, right? And I'm reading articles and I'm learning and I'm saying there are not, at least to me, you can correct me if I'm not if I'm wrong, but there's not a lot of the same face features, black and brown podcasters or people out there. And when I saw that, I was like, yes, here's a chance for people to learn from someone who looks like them, who experiences things in the same way and understands if they were to bring you an issue, you would be like, okay, I understand a little bit more because I've experienced it. So can you talk about your journey of how that's been for you to start this? And I'm assuming it's more of a male dominated industry, like most things are like that. Can you kind of speak on that a little bit?
Sure. Yes, as in most things, mostly in this kind of industry, it is male dominated. And so, in that facet, being male dominated and not dominated by people of color, so you have the parameters of me being a female, then also being a woman of color that can bring multiple different challenges and struggles. However, I use those challenges as struggles as stepping stones in order to create a situation where no matter what color your skin is, I want to open doors for you. What makes me unique is that I'm just not a podcast producer or a streaming producer and all of that. I am a current podcaster. So as I am helping other people elevate with their podcasts, uh, I'm currently podcasting, so I understand the pulls, the mindset that needs to be had, the different trends, to keeping you on in the know. Because when you're in a male-dominated industry, or just in general, you want to make sure you know what you know, right? And so I make sure that everyone that's on my network is in the know of what's going on in podcasting, and we add another facet with this, which is mental health, because it's not as easy as people think to have a podcast. Okay, it's different things that you have to invest, different things that you have to do, and your mindset, and then life happens, right? And so how do you still maneuver and keep yourself going through the ups and downs of your personal life, and then of course the ups and downs if you have a business? So we're there with CTR Media Network to help you, the whole podcaster, not just a podcast, but the podcaster and the podcaster experience all the way around. And so there are not too many people of color that are in a position of ownership with media. There are more of us coming now, which I'm super duper excited about. And I love to collaborate and work with other people of color in regards to media, podcasting, streaming TV, all of that, because I feel that even though we're all in the same niche, we're stronger together than being on a separate island apart, because a group make a loud sound. Even if we don't do the exact same thing in regards to content, but having that unilarity, having that community, of having other people in media, and just being able to have someone that understands what you're going through. It's just something that I just absolutely love. So I look for like-minded people who look for collaboration versus competition, and understand that all of us can elevate even though we're in the same industry, and it don't take anything from myself or from you if we combine and help each other equally. So
Mm.
that's what I love to
Listen
do.
here,
Mhm.
you're breaking it down, and I'm telling
Yeah.
you everything you're saying, and I'm going to give people a first-hand experience of what you're saying, how it validates it. So first off, I love the fact that it's more than just, hey, let me coach you on just this, right? You're giving people the feeling of, hey, we're going to work with you through this. And
Mhm.
I think that's important, because a lot of times people who may be sitting there saying, you know what, I want to get my voice out there, I want to start a podcast, but maybe if I get a coach, they're just going to teach me A, B, and C and then drop me, right? And you give people, from what I'm hearing, the sense of like, hey, we are in this. Let's go from the 1 yard line to the touchdown. I'm with you all the way. And I love that. And in that kind of theory, when you were talking about working together in a group, for me, it's like, let's break this mentality of the crab in a bucket theory, especially with a culturistic point of view of like, oh, I don't want you on my podcast because we're kind of in the same industry. I'm a podcaster and I've got you on here. And one of the reasons why I feel like this is because I really care about people succeeding. And maybe someone listening to my voice may not connect as much as they're hearing your energy. And I don't care, as long as it's getting done, right? It's so much out there in the world that we don't have to fight each other for it, and all of that. And man, that just warmed my heart right there. So what else do you got?
Well, basically, I have been through ups, downs, turns, spins, just about anything that you can possibly think about in regards to this niche of podcasting. And not just podcasting, I'm speaking of the media umbrella, which deals with, which I'm specifically speaking of, streaming TV. And for those of you who are not familiar with that terminology, it is the Roku, the Amazon Fire, the Apple TV, the Samsung TV, all of those, right? Then we have the part where you're on social media. So you're streaming on social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of those things, right? Don't forget Twitter. And then you're talking about the podcast side, right? So, how I have had experience in all of that. And don't forget this: radio. So I had my own radio show, my husband and I, the Ramsay show. We know there's a Caucasian couple called the Ramses, but it's a people of color, the Ramses as well. My husband and I had our own worldwide radio show where we talked about various different things on our show, even had comedy skits and all kind of things like that. And so having the experience that I have from not only doing that, but most importantly, I also have the experience of working behind the scenes. So many times people don't even realize that I am a producer of podcasts and streaming shows. So many times you did not see me on the project, but I was the person back making the podcast or making the TV host look good, right? Doing all the different theatrics behind the scenes, making sure their guests is taken care of and all of that, and actually building out the look, the feel of the TV show. So what makes my network so different is because I personally have experience from the back end to the front end to also in front of the camera. And so what I bring different to the table from most networks, I'm not knocking them because I love them, okay? Because by us working together, it expands all of our visibility. But what I'm saying is what make us different. And I got this from one of my podcasters that's on my network. She said, what makes you so different, Tina, is that you coach us, you hold our hand. And most of the time when you're on a network, even if you're on a independent network like my own, or maybe you're on a bigger network such as like Podbeam or Spreaker or different stuff like that. Even though they provide blogs and information, and I'm not dissing them because listen, honey, I'm on all of them because all of us help each other. But what I'm saying, what makes us different is that it's a human being. You're not talking to an email. You're not speaking with when you're going through something. I'm there. My team is there for you, and we're helping you through the way. Okay, because life happens, and so I'm actively coaching you, and you're also being motivated because you see that I'm in the trenches along with you. So it's not like I'm retired. I'm an active podcaster in season 8 of the Tina Ramsay Show and podcast. We just had Melba Moore on my show, right? So I'm actively in it. You get the motivation, you get the encouragement, and sometimes you just need someone to listen to you and can watch you from behind the scenes and see what you're doing and be able to navigate a customized map for you and what you want to bring to the world. Okay. Not what I want you to bring to the world, but I'm looking at and I'm hearing what you want, and then I'm making sure that what you want is matched with what you're doing with your content. And if it's not, how can we make it better? How can we excel? How can we get you to that place that you desire to be that measures your level of success? Not mine, but yours. And we do that by myself with the coaching that I personally put my time and effort in, as well as through my team helping to get your visibility and maximize your reach by using our CTR Media Network, which is reaching 350 million households worldwide. And we're touching radio, podcasts, and streaming TV, and social media. We're very unique at what we do because we also have web TV, we have streaming TV, we have podcasts, and we're on radio. We pretty much touch every facet as well as magazines. We have magazines. So we make sure that our people is elevated. We want to make sure when you invest, you're getting the bang for your buck. We want to make sure that you experience all the things that we have to offer and more. And even if we don't personally have it, with our vast network that we have and our connections within the industry, we can create opportunities for you that you may not be able to get because you're new, because no one don't know who you are yet. They're not speaking your name. But eventually, organically, with working with us, they will start speaking your name because we get you into rooms that normally will be closed for individuals. Because everybody know this industry is about who you know. Okay? Who do you know that can help you get from point A to point B to point C quicker, faster, and also keep your authenticity and keep who you are, and you don't have to change who you are. I'm a personal believer in be yourself. Do not be a chameleon trying to fit into everyone's mold. If you know that's your purpose to do XYZ, don't let anyone change that. You can improve it, but don't change it if you know that it's your purpose. And so my goal and the goal of our team is to make sure that you stay true to yourself in the rise of you making an impact, in the rise of you getting more visibility, in the rise of you coming into knowing who you truly are and why you're here and why you do what you do, and making sure that you articulate it in such a way that everyone else understands it, that then it can create opportunities for you that succeeds what we're doing with CTR. We basically spotlight you, help position you, we place you so that you can be seen. And by you being seen and heard, there is no limit to what you can or cannot do. You put the limits on yourself, not us, because we create the perfect situation for you to be able to elevate and excel for whatever it is that you want to do.
Love it. And I'm going to take all that, and here's a couple of things I'm taking away from it, and I think what some listeners should take away from it, right? And kind of what you were saying, like from some of the other bigger platforms, yes, they're great, but you giving this um, personal attention and what they may not get from some people, and they reminded me of this. And so, listeners, ladies and gentlemen, watching this, I want you to picture this in your head, and I know you've been there, right? You get on the phone, you make a call, that 800 number, and your call is very important to us. Don't hang up. We want you to stay with us, but you're on the phone for 30 minutes, right? How important is it if you're going to keep me on hold for 45 minutes? And what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying is, hey, when you call, I'm here. You might have to wait 5 minutes because I got a task, but I'm giving you me, not some big conglomerate, which is still useful. Again, like you said, we're not knocking them because we need them all. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're first starting, you need that attention, like you're saying. You need someone to say, no, honey, hold on, take this and put it over there and do this versus just a cookie cutter, put it in
Mm-hmm.
section A and slide it. And even then, sometimes you don't understand. You're like, I don't get it. Okay, hold on. Let me guide you a little bit. And I love what you're saying there. This is so inspiring. And I know there's some listeners out there who are saying to themselves, man, she is like giving me an extra shot of sugar in my coffee and cream and that energy. And this is what you're giving to them, which
Mm-hmm.
means for someone who's coming and maybe wanting to be a part of your team, or someone who's saying right now, you know what, I'm going to do this. Get off the
Mm-hmm.
couch. I've been saying I want to do it. She's inspiring me. They need to get in touch with you and tell the listeners some ways they can reach you, why they should reach you. Let them know.
All right. So the reason why you should reach out to me, of course, I'm the CEO of CTR Media Network. That's one. And number two, I'm a current podcaster like you. And number three, come on, let's just keep it real. It is not easy. Okay. No matter who you are, at some point in your life, you're going to need help. And so I'm just simply helping you to get to your destination quicker, faster, safer, with less trouble. Now, mind you, some things you're just gonna have to work through and understand and kind of grow. It's birth pains. But with that being said, I'm gonna let you know if the birth pains is really worth it. I'm like, okay, this is just part of you birthing this new move, okay? Letting you know that you're on the right course. And another thing that we do that's very unique with CTR Media Network is that we allow you to have access to our network. What do I mean by that? Okay. You're not only on our CTR Media Network website, we create the website for you. So how many podcasters out there, you have a podcast, right? And you want to monetize, and you're trying to figure out, how do I get sponsorships? How do I do this? How do I do that? Well, one thing that you need to make sure that you have, and I'm going to leave this with you here, you need to have a website. If you want people to take you seriously, you have to present your storefront. Having a website is a professional way to display and present your content, your portfolio to the world. And if you don't have a organized, clean, precise way in order for your potential sponsors and guests to be able to get to you, to have a good experience before they even get to your interview, then you're going to lose them, because right now podcasting is trending. and you have to excel. You have to keep leveling up. And so we provide that for you. We build it out for you. We make it very easy for ones to be able to connect with you. And we just want you to win at the end of the day. We are different because we are a community. We are different because we have not removed the human part of interaction and engagement with our members. We are different because we care about you. We are different because I lead with my heart and not with my just with my mind. I lead with my heart, and I also lead with the knowledge, understanding that I am you and you are me, because I'm a podcaster. Okay, I podcast just like you. I got to go interview someone, and guess what? I want to tell you this: for all of you who are struggling out there today, and you're trying to figure out with the economy what's going on, and you're trying to figure out how can I make additional income, or maybe how can I make this full time. I want to let you know that it is possible. It is possible for you to be a full-time podcaster. It's possible for you to be able to make the revenue that you desire. It's going to take work, it's going to take time, but it's possible. You know how I know? It's because I'm a full-time podcaster. And let me tell you something: podcasting paid for all of this, what you see now and what you don't see, it paid for. Podcasting actually saved my family's life during the most worst time in history, in which we all experienced it with the pandemic, where my husband lost both of his jobs. And with that being said, what were we going to do? We had to use all of our savings. We tapped out, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go 1000% into podcasting, because I was doing it, but I was kind of like doing it part time. I went in full time, and guess what? Podcasting still pays for everything. So there are things that you can do that can change your financial situation. It can change the way that you perceive podcasting as not just something to do, but something to create the life that you deserve. Podcasting is not a game. Podcasting is a way of life. It's a lifestyle. And when you take it seriously, it will pour into you like no other. And it will create opportunities that will surpass your biggest dreams. And I'm saying this because I know this, not because I read it, because I know it. I'm living it. Podcasting changed my life. And I would love to get the opportunity for you to join our membership community and be able to see how we can change your trajectory and your outlook on what podcasting is, and change it to flip it to the business of podcasting, to open up the power of podcasting. And I want to invite you guys to the Power of Podcasting event that we have in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm bringing in some of the big heavyweights in regards to media, podcast, and PR, and marketing and branding, as well as business therapists, because we need someone to help keep our mindset together. And I'm going to be giving out my book, The Power of Podcasting, and you're going to get my course that everybody's grabbing at. You're going to get that course. You're going to get a swag bag with goodies. You're going to be able to network. You're going to be able to grow, and you're going to be in a community that want to see you win. Sure, we're all podcasters, but we understand that we need each other. And it's room for all of us if we're willing to put in the work. So check us out at ctrmedianetwork.com. You can watch our 24-hour web TV, where you're seeing some of our podcasters' shows running 24/7, 7 days a week. And then you can check us out on social media, CTR Media Network and the Tina Ramsay Show, where you'll be able to see all of our latest episodes. And we also give our CTR Media Network members, who is part of our membership, access to all of our social media to stream directly anytime they want to our reach of 300,000. And that's just the beginning, honey. You're just going to have to reach out and get that quick chat if you want to know more, because I can't take up all his time on this show. Just reach out. Go to ctrmedianetwork.com and fill you in. We don't got time for all this. We got things to
Ladies
do.
and
People to
gentlemen,
interview.
you got it direct right there. Go there right now. She's going to fill you in. I absolutely love it, and I am pushing for anyone out there who's excited about it to go, even if it's something you're just saying to yourself, like, man, I don't know. If you're on that fence or you're on that edge, just do it, right? It's just
Mhm.
to even just see what it is, even if you don't directly do it right now, and you say maybe in a month, I don't know, but you've got to take the first step, right? You can't stay on the fence. You got to stay on the pot or get off, the old saying, whatever they say, right? So
Yeah.
make sure you reach out to her at all of the information that will be in the show notes as well, her links, all of the websites. I am extremely excited about that. Stay with me for 1 second, Dr. Ramsey. I got to close
Okay.
out for these sponsorships, and I'm going to come right back because you and I got to finish up on something.
All
One
right.
second. Thank
Sound great. I'll wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for stepping into another episode of J1Q. Just one question, a podcast that is dedicated to the inspiration and making sure to bring you the resources to help you scale from where you are at to where you want to go. And this episode, once again, is being brought to you by Hustle 1977. For those who grind, you deserve to relax. So why not relax with a nice glass of smooth tasting Hustle brand whiskey? Thank you. And as always, keep living while you are alive.